Breaking political news this afternoon. Jared Golden is not going to seek another term in Congress.
The 43-year-old Democrat in his fourth term in the U.S. House. In a bombshell op-ed published in the Bangor Daily News this afternoon, Golden says that's enough. Political reporter Phil Hirschkorn has been covering Golden since his first term. Joins us live in studio with more on this decision. Hi, Phil.
Hey, Brian and Bailey. In his surprise announcement, Jared Golden takes 1,400 words to explain his decision. He says he believes in term limits like the 8-year limit in the Maine state legislature, so he's ending his career in Congress after 8 years. But the real reason, family, and he just doesn't like the job. Golden had previously announced in May he would seek a 5th term and had raised a couple $1 million for the campaign. His change of heart, though, fueled by the polarization, incivility, nastiness, and violence in our politics, he says, including death threats against him and his family. Golden and his wife Izzy have 2 little girls who are 1 and 4, and he wants to spend more time with them. Golden is a Marine from Lewiston, a self-described independent Democrat who breaks from his party more than most. For instance, he voted for President Biden's agenda less than half the time, and he was the only House Democrat to vote to keep the federal government funded and open in September, though he did vote against President Trump's big, beautiful budget bill earlier this year. Golden prides himself on being one of the highest-ranked bipartisan House members, especially on military matters, and in the op-ed, Golden asserts if I were to continue with my campaign, I would prevail, adding in this quote, I don't fear losing. What has become apparent to me is that I now dread the prospect of winning. Simply put, what I could accomplish in this increasingly unproductive Congress pales in comparison to what I could do in the time as a husband, father, and son. Golden says of his Democratic Party, we're allowing the most extreme, pugilistic elements of our party to call the shots. Just look again at the shutdown. For as long as I can remember, we've opposed shutting down the government over policy disputes. We criticized Republicans for taking hostages this way. But this year, reeling from the losses of the last election, too many Democrats have given in to demands that we use the same no-holds-barred obstructionist tactics as the GOP. And Golden rejects the Republican and Democratic politicians who are already running for his seat. He says, my sincere hope is that by creating an open seat, my departure makes space for a competitive primary for both Democrats and Republicans, as Paul LePage and Matt Dunlop are a far cry from being standard bearers of the generations that will inherit the legacy of today's Congress. Golden writes he is proud of what he's accomplished for the 2nd Congressional District in northern Maine, for veterans, for lobstermen, for infrastructure projects. He says, I've never loved politics, but he believes it can be a positive force. All of Golden's elections have been close. 3 have gone to ranked choice rounds, starting with winning unseated Republican Bruce Polican in 2018. But Golden has gotten more votes than Donald Trump both times they were on the ballot together. It's a rare swing seat in a gerrymandered House of Representatives, and Golden is one of only 3 House Democrats who hold a seat that Trump won last year. The race was expected to be one of the most watched in the country, Brian and Bailey, and it still may be, but Golden dropping out is a big blow for the Democratic Party and its goal to take back the House.
Yeah, major news this afternoon. Phil Hirschkorn live in the studio. Phil, thank you.